Alright, we should be getting audio from the mic again. I'm having mic problems. I've had mic problems all night, but welcome to the Fighter from 3. Common Flock I recorded earlier. Not a great day, but we got some trades to talk about. Now, I did kind of miss out on, I heard about neither of the Celtics' latest trades, but we'll get to those later. And you get my fresh thoughts, too. I kind of want to send something to Lindy, who is a Mavericks fan, and say, do you think that's a good deal for you guys? Because it honestly probably was, but we'll talk about that later. I don't want to jump right in and talk about that, because I'm pumped to talk about this. I got some energy now. Within the past half an hour, I've had my energy flip. And it's not because it's of the podcast, it's because of something else, but I just flipped in terms of energy. But first, let's talk about the Celtics' latest draft pick. And it was... Hold on, I'm pulling this up because it's going to be temperamental. Because I want to pull up an overview before I say anything. They drafted Johann Bergeron with the 45th pick in the 2021 draft. And it was their only pick from the second round. But he is a 6'6" shooting guard. And he is out of France with a 7-foot wingspan. Wow. I'd be slightly afraid of that 7-foot wingspan. But, this pick, I didn't expect much from this. Yeah, it's a second-round pick, but, hey, I want to see what he can do, honestly, and it's going to be exciting, to say the least. He did play in the French league before getting drafted, and actually, he's 6'5", not 6'6". He's 6'5" or 6'6", I don't know. I've seen both. He did good in the French league. He didn't do spectacular. He's a second-round pick for a reason, but I want to see what he can do. Hopefully, I don't know if there's room for him right now, but I think there is, but I don't know if he's really going to do anything within the first year or two, but I expect something. Maybe a little bit of production. But as shooting guard, there's so much depth there. We shouldn't have drafted shooting guard, but there's so much depth there that I think it is what it is. I don't think he'll get much time, unless they're planning on dealing somebody and potentially making him a backup piece, which we've done good so far. Let's not ruin it, Brad. But I mean, this team just... I'm waiting for something to spiral downwards. I'm hoping it doesn't. I mean, Philly's been having some nightmares recently in terms of the full Eagles team. From Wentz having the foot injury and everything. The Red Sox are all over the place at times. Just lost to the Rays 9-5 yesterday, I think. And then Notre Dame's a very big question mark, but hey, at least Boston's doing something. I've got as of right now, I've got two things to look forward to, and that's Boston and the Rangers, but something's gonna foil that. I know it will. But anyways, I do want to cover this quick. Miami is creating cap space, and it looks like they're going to go for Lowry. Looks like they're going to go for Lowry. I can't wait to see this. But Russ was traded to the Lakers. I immediately texted someone I know who's a Lakers fan about this, and they said not the move they wanted, not somebody they necessarily wanted. They wanted to go younger, which I do agree with. I also thought they should really go younger, but let's hope it works out. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. And the package was, I want to make sure I'm not wrong on this, but Kyle Kuzma. Who else was in it? Because it was Kyle Kuzma, Kadavius Caldwell-Pope, and Montrezl Harrell, and the number 22 pick in the draft, last draft for Russ. Oh, they also traded second round picks in 24 and 28. I didn't really hear about that, but that is going to CBS Sports. So if that's wrong, it's not my fault. It's CBS Sports' fault. And I've blamed them before for this. But, and I want to do a quick small dive on this because that's a big trade. You should have gone younger. I don't necessarily know, well, with Russ's play style and at that age, he may suffer at least a minor injury. And looking at, hold on, I gotta pull up his injury history. His injury history, he's had multiple surgeries over his career. He's had a decent amount of injuries, and I think that's partially due to his playing style. But he's had problems before. He's just... he had problems last season, too, with injury. I mean, you gotta go younger because LeBron isn't gonna give you all 82 games. Not anymore. I don't even know if he can give you 70 games most seasons. AD, I'm not necessarily sure where he's at. I don't think he's the least injury prone around there. I know he was down for some times last season, so that is also worrying. And then you bring in somebody else who's had problems with injuries before. You can't rely on an injury or a trio that's older and is probably going to get injured at some point. I mean, what's the big reason the Lakers lost in the playoffs? Oh, because LeBron and AD weren't necessarily 100% as far as I would think. And that team can perform around them to pick up slack if they had to. And that's a big deal. And then you go out and trade Kuzma, KCP, and Harrell for Russ. Because they said they wanted a third They said they wanted a third guy, someone who could be a guard who you can go through to make plays. And yes, Russ is kind of that, but he's also very prone to just doing his own thing. Because there's a lot of times where he'll just take the ball down and want to take his own shot. He'll want to have the ball in his hands. He's very much at times wanting to be a primary ball handler. You combine that with LeBron, that's not necessarily a winning recipe either. Two guys who are going to want the ball. You've got to do it right, and I don't think this was necessarily the best move they could have made, not nearly close. But at this point, the deal's done, and Lakers fans got to hope this works out. And no offense to Lakers fans, but as long as the Celtics do better, I'm happy. As long as the Celtics do better. As long as that happens, I don't care what the Lakers do. I mean, we both exited in the first round last year, though we... Well, I'm not going to go there, but... We both lost in the first round. I think Celtics are kind of building to be a team next year building up to in the future contend again, at least somewhat. And the Lakers right now, if anybody regresses or falls off a cliff of that big three, or even some of the role players, you may be done already. You may. And Schroeder may be gone. Who knows? Because I think Schroeder's contract just expired. And that would worry me too if they don't bring him back. It would really worry me. That's something you've got to think about. But anyways, let's cut over to some Team USA news. And as I pull up the box scores. Alright, so Team USA box. I can't spell. Yesterday I couldn't speak English. Today I can't spell. Tomorrow it's going to be both. Alright, so who did they play? Who did they just play? Alright, I'm pulling it up now because I'm not exactly having the greatest time right now. Nope, never mind. Okay, I think I got it. So Team USA did advance to the quarterfinals and is playing Spain not tomorrow but the day after at 4:20 or 12:40 a.m. Bro, you can't give us the 8 a.m. time slot? Really? Tomorrow they have Germany playing Slovenia at 9. That is Eastern time, by the way. Spain's playing the U.S. at 12:40 a.m. the next morning. And then Italy, France, and Argentina, Australia at 4:20 and 8 a.m. 4:20. But then following, you have the semifinals game, the gold medal game, and then the bronze medal game. All in separate days. I'm trying to figure out how that lined up. Because I'm pretty sure I covered the first game against France. Okay. So it was games against USA. If I didn't cover the France game, I'm sorry. I think I remember covering it, but I could be wrong. I've covered so many Team USA games that have disappointed me that I completely forgot which one I covered last. The U.S. dominated this game 120-66. And dominated is an understatement if you score almost twice as many points as your opponent. But if the box score will show up. This is being temperamental again. Okay, here we go. So I'm not necessarily sure your starters unless it's got it right here. I think your starters were Lillard, Durant, Drew, Holiday, Bam, Booker, but I'm not 100% sure. But Zach Levine did get big minutes with 22. He had 13 points, 3 of 5 from range, 5 of 5 from the line, and brought in 4 boards, 8 assists. Not that bad of a night from Zach Levine, I gotta say. Keldon Johnson wasn't really there. He played 7 minutes, 1 of 1, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 points. A board and an assist. At least he gave us a decent performance while he was out there. Damien Lillard was 7 of 15, 21 points, 7 of 13 from 3. Why are you shooting so much from 3? And missed both his shots inside the arc. He had 2 boards, 5 assists, and he actually did kind of good. Kevin Durant was 4 of 8 from the floor with 10 points, 2 of 4 from 3, 2 of 4 from the rest of the floor. Had 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Okay. He also had 3 blocks. Okay. I'm fine with that. Chris Middleton played just over 15 minutes, was 4 of 6 from the floor, 10 points. And had 2 boards, 2 assists. Okay. Nobody else had a really good performance. Like, super good. Jason Tatum, though coming off the bench, did play 17 minutes, 5 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 2 from free throw, 14 points. 4 boards, 2 assists. Jeremy Grant was over 12 minutes, had 4 points, 1 of 2 from the floor, 2 boards, 2 assists. And Drew Holiday played 23 minutes. He started, was 3 of 6 from the floor, had 4 boards, 3 assists. Okay. And finally, Devin Booker played almost 19 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 9 from the floor, 4 of 4 from free throw. And that is 4 boards, 1 assist. Not perfect, not bad. He did have 3 steals. This team generated turnovers last night. Nobody had a huge performance on the Iranian side. Although this is being temperamental right now. Yeah, nobody had a huge performance. And Team USA did pull out the win there. And then I gotta find who they played right after that. So for their last game last night, they played the Czech Republic. Starters were Lillard, Durant, Drew, Bam, Booker again. Not a great performance from... Well, this is lagging out again. Okay, I think I got it. No, I don't. But Kevin Durant had an explosive performance on his 27 minutes, going 8 of 11 from the floor, 4 of 7 from 3, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He also had 8 boards, 6 assists. He did very well. Damien Lillard played 27 minutes, he played 26 minutes, had 8 points, 3 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 8 from 3. You can't shoot that bad from 3 and keep shooting at most times, but he had 3 boards, 3 assists, but he also fouled 3 times. Zach Levine had 13 points on 20 minutes with 5 of 7 from the floor, he was 3 of 5 from 3, not from the free throw line, but he had 5 assists and a steal. Jeremy Grant played 4 minutes, scored nothing on 1 shot, didn't do very much. Chris Middleton on 22 minutes had 8 points, 3 of 6 from the floor, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. So not bad. Draymond, Bam, and Drew didn't do too bad. And on almost 24 minutes, Jason Tatum scored 27 points, 10 of 16 from the floor, 5 of 10 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, had 2 boards, 1 assist, he did have 2 turnovers, but he also had 2 blocks. He had a good night. On the other side, nobody really went off. But it was still a good game. 119-84, and the USA plays not tomorrow night, but the night after. All right, now getting to the trades. And Celtics dealt Tristan Thompson for Chris Dunn in a 2023 second. I knew Tristan was gone as soon as Al came in. I knew it, unless they were going to move Al for somebody with a lower contract, but they didn't. Because I said the only way he doesn't move is if they wanted to move Al Horford. And they didn't. So, Tristan's gone. So, now you got Chris Dunn coming in, that guy does kind of help your point guard problem right now. You don't necessarily need to get the best point guard now. You don't necessarily need to grab somebody, maybe another depth guy there to a role player, but not, you don't need a star now. And you can focus more on maybe getting another small forward like you need, or you could even get a center and move somebody else to center. I like that trade. I really do. Then they traded traded for Josh Richardson. Bad idea, but and Moses Brown. It was a player swap. Moses Brown for Josh Richardson. This better not be your attempt at fixing a forward spot, because it ain't gonna happen. Not only that, you just dealt Moses Brown. Why? Now Grant Williams is staying, but you may have to get another center anyways because if Grant Williams doesn't do, I mean that's a Peck center room, but if you don't expect the greatest of things from Grant Williams, you may have to move him and then get somebody in his spot. So free agency is going to be crazy. Let's hope we can go for a small forward and maybe a center and fix the holes we got now and potentially make ourselves contenders, or at least a team that'll make the playoffs and get by in the first round. I'd love that. But anyways, this has been Fighter from 3. Obviously, you know who I am. I will see you guys next week, since there probably won't be very much news, but who knows? It's Boston. But I will see you guys next week.